updates is they recontextualize everything that exists in Minecraft. So when 1.20 came out, I was sure that I would need a sniffer farm to get all of those seeds and those pitcher pods, and I've used that a grand total of 2 times, and one of those times was to make these pitcher pods right in front of the plant. However, the bee is a classic opposite example, where when I made this bee farm, I was kind of just doing it as a just in case I need it in the future, and so when all of my bees went missing because they tried to sting me, I might have attacked them one time, I was really not that bothered because I realized, when am I ever going to use those bees again? However, then 1.18 came out, and with it, the ability to with it, the ability to honeycomb copper. You can see I'm very good at speaking today. But when that came to the game, we all realized that, wow, actually this has some value. But realistically, most people aren't using copper right now until actually 1.21 all of a sudden makes us realize that copper is going to be a very big block set. And so if you want to have shiny, beautiful orange copper, you're going to need to get your hands on a lot of honeycomb. And although that is very much doable right now, you know, actually, can I honeycomb this right now just quickly? There we go. Although that's doable right now, I can do so only in very small quantities. Oh, there we go. I can only really do so in very small quantities because mostly of the fact that I have very few bees. Most of them died when they attacked. It was a whole problem, okay? And so, oh, there we go. Get some more honeycomb from here. Maybe get some honeycomb from up there too. Although getting honeycomb in small quantities can be nice and easy, I want to have so much honeycomb that it's genuinely a problem, and so that is what I'm going to be working on today. This honeycomb farm design clearly seems to be working somewhat. Also, what is that? Feels like it should be underneath a thing. And so I'm going to be expanding this quite a bit, and I'm also going to be, more crucially, making sure that I have so much honeycomb that if I want to make an entire island out of copper, that it will go just great. So anyway, hello everyone, how are you doing? Hope you're doing great. Good to see you, Flapjack. Good to see you, Fonzie. Good to see you, Sue Second Life. Good to see you, Aria Dumford. I just want to say I'm having a rough day. Thanks for streaming. You're the best. I love you, including your streams. I'm glad that you enjoy the streams, Aria. Hope you do absolutely wonderful in your day from here onwards. Anyway, so with that said, oh, actually, as you can see, I've got some honeycomb. I should start making bottles then, really, because I've not made a honey block in this world besides the achievement, so I should do that. But yeah, for now, I want to make sure that I maximize the number of bees I have here, because right now I have 1, I think, in this entire place. There's a pillager down there. That's very weird. I have 1 bee, it seems, and I would like to have more. So I think I'm going to have to bring a bee in, right? Is that the only way? Yeah, I think we have to go somewhere where there are bees and then bring a bee back home. Because, yeah, I'm that level of crazy. Also, Duncan Wall says I'm returning from a trip and I'm jet lagged. Thank you for the stream. You're welcome. I am trying to get back into the swing of things of streaming. And a part of that is acknowledging, like, okay, if I not something I want to do today, maybe we don't need to stream it. If there's something I really want to do like this, rather than just doing it off stream, how about we hang out and do it together? Because I want to work on the honeycomb farm. Maybe you'd like to enjoy coming along with me. Like, for example, I just realized right now, this is... Why are skeleton horses so laggy? Does anyone know? But I realized right now that if you look over here, there is there's some moss blocks that I left in the sky over there. So I need to go up here. And then I'm going to do is I'm going to fly down onto the moss blocks. And I'm going to destroy it from the top, leaving this skeleton horse to do his own thing there, of course. Okay, so I'm just going to land perfectly. Yes! Okay. I've messed up jumps like that many times before. And yeah, if I have 1 bee, I cannot breed them together, right? They're never going to... I need to have at least 2 bees to start the breeding. I'm really hoping I have another one, but I'm looking around and it doesn't look like it, right? I think I've got the 1 guy. And I don't know what he's doing there, but he doesn't seem to want to be a part of this. So if I guess, yeah, we have to bring a whole new bee in here, right? So this is going to be painful, but we're going to do it from scratch today, and we'll eventually have a lot more. Why do I feel like the member count changes every stream, says Padawan. Okay, so here's the secret for the member count, right? The number of people who become members and don't become members, the number of people who become members goes up every stream. Every time you become a channel member, that is to say you hit the, I think it's a $sign, regardless which platform you're on, and you support the channel on a monthly basis, this number goes up. You also get access to great new videos. Like, by the way, me bathing in Mountain Dew is coming out real soon. It's gonna be one of the worst videos on the channel, and there is a reason it needs to be locked behind members. It is one of those horrifying videos to look back at. Also, look, foxes. But yeah, if you want to see member-exclusive videos like that, then you can do so by becoming a channel member. Nope, it's a button that says join. Oh yeah, right. On I'm thinking of live streams. I'm thinking of the super chat button, maybe. But yeah, if you hit join, it's next to where you would subscribe to a channel. You can help out, and or you can not. It's entirely your choice. So, yeah, we're going to look for a bee somewhere close by. But I wonder where close by you would find a bee. It has to be a... If you grow a tree near a flower, then you get a... you can get a beehive, right? So we just take some flowers with us, because these ones are just chilling here anyway. And then we bring some saplings. Then we might be able to do this much better. So what we're going to do is we're going to fly back home. I think I got caught in some vines there. That's messy. And we're going to give that a shot. So, just joined. What's the horrific war crime of a video hidden behind a channel membership? Says Siggy Man. It is Toycat bathing in Mountain Dew. It is something I did just before I did it just before moving out of my Vegas apartment. I had a bathtub I wasn't going to use again. So I figured, you know, let's fill it with Mountain Dew. And let's see what happens there. And it's a thing. Let me just tell you, it's a thing. That video is definitely a thing. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some birch trees, I guess. We could go for oak saplings too, but we'll go for birch just for now. Actually, you know, we've got so many oak saplings chilling around the place. No, we'll go for birch, but we need some more birch saplings, so we'll use the birch saplings. And I'm gonna show you something fun, which I believe works. Some percent of oak, birch, maybe that's it. Spawn with beehives, plant a million trees, and then use bone meal. It has to be near a flower for whatever reason. I don't know. I think it's 5 blocks from a flower or so. So what we'll do is we'll place 4 saplings down. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. And then we'll place flowers in between them. Just to make sure they all are within a couple blocks of some flowers. And then we'll bone meal those trees. And then we'll do the same like over here, I guess. And then by bone milling these trees, we get a small chance of getting a beehive. Which might be fun to use instead of... We have, I think we have beehives instead of bee nests or something like that. So yeah, now all we have to do is grab some bone meal. And we'll be ready to find some bees. Maybe. So yeah, I guess we're kind of doing this from scratch here today. Which is fun to be able to say. So, grow the tree. I'm surprised that it's taking so much. And you can see there is no bees. And so we grow the tree over here as well. And there are no bees there. And then this one, no bees. And just so on and so forth. And if we do this enough times, it might be multiple flowers. It's within 2 blocks of a flower. So this is within 2 blocks. This is within 2 blocks. I guess we could go really crazy on this if we wanted to, right? Like, okay, so if we've already got the bone meal like crazy regardless. So we are going to make a bunch of flowers. Like, get so many yellow flowers that we can. Just get too many yellow flowers. And then, okay, so first we'll bone meal this tree. It's not going to grow because this is already here. And then we'll just make a long row of flowers and a long row of trees next to those flowers. I think that's the money play here. So we'll take that, and we'll take, I didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. And we'll take these, and we'll make sure we have enough yellow flowers for the saplings that we have. We've got 23 saplings, so we'll get 23 yellow flowers, and we'll literally place them side by side. That is the plan here. So, dandelion, 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 just in a big row, and then next to them we place all the saplings, and then we guarantee with 23 that we're basically guaranteed to find what we want here. We'll go slightly to the right here. Then slightly back this way, because I see a creeper that's charged there. And then right next to them, there is there's no doubt, is this 2 blocks or not? Everyone knows this is 2 blocks, and so we're great. Place one there, and then here, and then there, and there. And by placing with this little gap in between them, we're also hopefully increasing the odds of something good happening, which is good. Also, we'll get a bunch of birch logs, which seems wonderful too. So, yeah, this is how you find, oh, I'm bone milling the wrong thing. This is how you get a beehive if you really want one. In fact, although it's not growing, there we go. No beehive. What about this one? It's weird that it's taking so much bone meal to not grow. This is very satisfying, says Duncan Wool. I'm glad. I try my best to do this. 5% chance it's going to take so long. Nah, you know, that's the great thing about streams.
Hope you're well. I just went through breeding bees in my world. Forgot I had to use the smoke to calm them, haha.
That's the bit that got me too. That's the bit that got me too. I'll be honest with you. Went a little poorly for me as a result. Wish I had thought about that, but I didn't, and that's okay. We can all learn from our mistakes, I think. So now we'll bone meal this tree. Nothing comes from it. This tree, nothing. This tree, nothing. I think the spacing is just about good enough if we do this. And so eventually, there we go. Chat, that is a bee nest. Will it have a bee inside of it by default, though? Yeah, oh, so many bees, chat. So many bees. And so that's how you find bees. I do have to say, it's one of the wackier spawning mechanics that Minecraft has, but I have no concerns for how wacky it is. I just need to get them and lock them inside of my bee. No, there's no flowers here, friend. No flowers, you're just following me. By the way, says ibxtoycat. You know, very funky name. No, come, I've got flowers. I've got your favorite thing here. Okay, so I just need to take 2 of them, really. I don't need any more than 2. Although I'll breed them together anyway. No, I've not got enough flowers for that. So we'll just keep them following me. And then keep a flower out, and then breed them anyway. Just to see, like if we have a 3rd bee already, then now we can, okay, no, this way, okay, this is a disaster. The moment they do anything, they've got like, these are ADHD bees. They've got 1 focus, and if they have any minor distraction from it, they'll never remember the original thing, and they do not intend to come back. Okay, here you go, 3rd bee. So we keep these 2 bees together, plus the, oh man, yeah, this is, okay. Baby bee and big bee, that's good enough for me. ADHB, you know, ADHBs. You know, I should have made a better pun on it, you're right. My bad, chat, my bad. If you put flowers in your offhand, then you can keep them following you. You know, Bitslane, one of the saddest things about Bedrock Edition, like genuinely, like makes me a little bit, you know, makes me wonder more than a little bit, like how has this still not been added, is the combat side of things. Which is a good reminder, we should talk about the combat update side of combat and tinkering. Okay, so there's a bee here, and there's a bee here. Can we breed them together? Oh, we can. Okay, so now we've got a bee farm in the making, right? Yeah, we got little bees in the making. And we're going to grow a lot of bee nests and make a lot of beehives. And in fact, actually, we need wood to make those, so this is all going to work out for us. Remember when they joked about flowers in the offhand? Says Harrison Gray. Did they? I actually don't remember that. That is all new knowledge to me. I'm curious as to how they did it. So now we can silk touch this, and only 1 bee will probably be mad at me. Oh no bees are mad at me. And so now we can take the bee nest into the place. If we wanted to grow more bee nests, we could do the exact same thing. And you know, we've already placed down the trees, so we might as well roll the dice and see what we get anyway, right? Like we already have the birchwood here. Might as well also get the fun part of it. And then we can use some of the extra wood to make bee hives and then really grow a honeycomb supply. Seriously, we're talking about if you want to make a 100 by 100, or let's go less ridiculous. Let's say you want to make a 20 by 20 by 20 cube of copper and you don't want it to age. That is, you know, like 1,600 honeycomb you're going to need. Plus a roof, maybe a base too. We're talking about scales that you can't do unless you go industrial on your honeycomb output. I wonder if bees are attracted to iron golems holding a flower. You know, I think we're all secretly attracted to iron golems holding a flower, and we're not even what's the word? What is the word for it? We're not even arthropods. There we go. That's what we'll call them. Who said your bee farm was wrong? You know, we should fight them, right? We should fight them. I love the sniffer building, says Nightmares with Bun. I like the sniffer building too. I think it's great. I should probably make like a double lock system or something. Or maybe I should like crawl out of this. I've got to make a way for me to get in the bee without all the bees getting out. That's for sure. Maybe we could have another door at the end of this hallway here. Yeah, I think that's probably the smart move. But yeah, as you can see, we've got so many more bees now. I don't know where they're all coming from, but I'm just happy to have them. And every minute that we can, we're going to breed more of these guys together. That is my plan. And the end result will be lots of experience, hopefully, but also lots of fun things. So I've got bees' nests, and I seem to keep the bees' nests in a different place to everything else. Also, I have a lot of yellow concrete stored in a barrel here that I've forgotten about. I'll have to take that with me, because why would I leave it here, right? I've got future builds where I'm going to be using a lot of white concrete. In fact, in the Let's Play, I might be doing that. So I should probably just be aware of this. Okay, so now we are going to remove this trapdoor. We're going to put a campfire there later. but for now we'll just remove the trapdoor and put a bee's nest here. And then put the trapdoor in front of what will be the bee's nest. Just like that. I did that wrong. Misunderstood how trapdoors work. But, yeah, there we go. So now we've got a second bee's nest. And, yeah, for some reason I'm going in a very inefficient pattern with the way I was building these. At the time, I was kind of memeing around, but I can't do that anymore. I need to go full crazy on this. And also, I've got loads of random dirt blocks in here for flowers. But I just don't think it's helping me out as much as I want. Evening, ibxtoycat. How are you doing at the moment? Says Polly E. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I feel like I feel like there's a lot of things. Also, ooh. I feel like there's a lot of things that I'm like going through on some level, but I feel like everything's like okay in a real way. And a weird part of that is I don't know, like the last week, things have picked up on YouTube. It's crazy. I have heard people meme about this before, but it's crazy how much of like your mental health on YouTube is entirely down to like, are things going well or not? If things are going well, it's like, oh yeah, guess what? You're gonna be able to, you know, keep a roof over your head. Your problems are solved for at least a little bit here. By the way, this is my favorite way of. Oh, I was not meant to trigger it that long. Like, I think the roof over your head thing is, like, extreme. But it's a good example of the idea that, like, most people expect, like, I think wrongfully, most people expect their, like, kind of job to always be there in some ways. On YouTube, it's nice when you get that, like, temporarily. You're like, oh, yeah. It's not that people stop caring about me. It's just I hit the algorithm wrong, and now I've hit it right again. So I had, like, a real, you know, I guess it's trade-offs. You get a lot of up, you get a lot of down. But I've been experiencing the upside of that recently, which has been nice. So by the way, this is my redstone system that I use. Oh, all I have to do is just not connect this. If I place the redstone there instead, yeah, it's that simple. I can just connect that later. So I can expand the bee farm upwards by stacking more large bees on your large bee. Oh, that's a fun idea, Hacker1MC. I could place another bee mounting my little bee. It's a fun little idea. Yeah, I think just switch the letters and get it over with, says James Weston. Oh, we're talking about, okay, yeah, okay, maybe this is inappropriate to talk about on a stream, but I was looking into a certain famous politician from the 60s era in America, and I concluded that, like, this is the classic example of humans following incentives to very wild places. Like, we always assume that people, especially politicians that we don't like, we assume that they are evil people who are just, like, doing this thing of, like, oh, man, they really, really don't like the world. But there's, the most famous, like, segregationist, politician in the United States, as best I could tell, genuinely was a very equal man, but he realized, like, I don't get elected in the state of Alabama unless I say very out there things. And he just kept following it, but saying, like, the more outwardly offensive I am, the better I do electorally. And ultimately, isn't that what it's all about? And, you know, there's probably a decent argument that that's not what it's all about. But, yeah, I found it fascinating to read into. Like, I'm not going to dive into it right now. But it's something that's been on my... It's something that's been shaping my thoughts at least a little bit recently. It's like, that people... You know, there's a... you know, think about it this way, right? Like, people follow me for update news. So I have an unfair incentive to not just covering... You know, I have an unfair bias that more update news is good. So I say, for example, one update a year is probably too few. I think Minecraft worked better when there were multiple updates a year. Is my opinion. But I think that because I have an incentive system, right? That goes, yeah, the more you release, you know, the more videos you release, the better you're doing. But if instead I had an incentive system that said, oh no, sorry, the more people care extra about the channel during update season, and so people, you know, by extension, I'm like, oh yeah, updates are way better, not just because I like them, but because they're good for business or something. So maybe I would even start to be pro update at the expense of quality. Like, yeah, they should just release updates, even if they're bad, because, you know, like, people still probably watch it. Although I would say actually people seem to watch the channel more for good updates than bad updates. People are excited about 1.21 in a way they weren't for 1.19. there was no hype for that update, that's for sure. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna build some beehives, I think up above here. I think we might have to make a ladder to get to them. But I want to have a set. Okay, so can I break this beehive here, or will they all be mad at me? What do you reckon, chat? I'm cautious. I don't know the answers to that question. I think I clearly have a plan. Okay, I'm just gonna make another beehive over here on this row, and then we'll place campfires just below that. Yeah, beehives can go here and here, and then we need to make a bunch of campfires below them, and then we'll have another row of campfires and another row of beehives. Yeah, that seems great to me. Just become a mod showcase YouTuber. Yeah, there was a... Okay, so here's a great example. A lot of people who used to make mod videos, they started not to enjoy mods because they liked mods. They started to enjoy mods for the sake of what would make the best video. So there'd be mod videos like, this is the sex mod, or, you know, like, there were so many ridiculous mods coming out because they would make better thumbnails. And so this creates a problem because now mods aren't making, because it's such a good source of publicity, now mod makers aren't making the best mods that they can. They're making the mods that will make the zaniest thumbnails. This was called, I forget the word for this, but there was a similar thing that happened in video games. Like, if you could get a variety streamer like PewDiePie or something to play your game, you would get so many more sales, and he would play games that were quirky. So it was called, like, I think it might have been called like PewDieBait or YouTube bait, or like there was a concept of make a game that people will play even if it's bad, and that's more important than making a good game. And again, it's incentives in my opinion. So I got on a real big rant like 10 minutes into the live stream. How's everyone's doing? How are you doing? How's your weekend been? I'm not a big weekend person in the sense that I don't really believe in weekends. You know, like weekends are just... I think it's insane that as a society we all accept that weekends are so different to the week. Like, oh yeah, it's like... There's like 5 days where things are serious and you've got to go to work, and there's 2 days where you don't. Like, you know, like, I know it's because most of the world has to, like, work on a schedule. It's wild to me, but, like, why, if you like time off so much, take off more days than 2 days off a week. If you love work so much, why are you only doing 5 days of work a week, you know? And indeed, conversely, if there are so many businesses, banks are the worst example of this, where they're like, yeah, we work Monday to Friday, like 8 to 5, because that's when people are working. And it's like, you choose when people work, though. You're the ones who decide. Why would you pick specifically that? And it starts to... I'm not a weekend person in the sense that I don't believe in weekends, but I believe that anything you can do at a weekend is better done during the week. Like, if you have a fun activity you want to do, so let me name 3 examples of this. 3 hobbies that I've gone into recently. So I've been doing a lot of karting recently, like go-karting. And it is so much more expensive if you go on a weekend, because weekend people, you know, people who want to do things on the weekend are willing to pay more money because it's a weekend. And it's like, that's insanity. Skiing is both more expensive, like indoor skiing. I don't know about outdoor skiing. I don't live near a ski resort. If you do, let me know. But it's just so much more expensive as best I can tell, at least. It's so much more expensive to do skiing. Also, wait, I have a trapdoor here. I've got a regular jungle door. Where did that come from? I broke a jungle door somewhere and I don't know where or when, but I apparently did. But yeah, anyway, there's a lot of things that are more expensive. That's what my point here is going to be. And I don't know why. Okay, so look at this. We've got an airlock system now. So while I'm in here, I'm safe from the bees. This is really inefficient use of space, but it'll do the job for now. We could probably use like yellow and black stained glass for these little cubicles here. But I don't think we even need this glass, to be totally honest with you. Like, why does this exist? Is there any value in me having this here? Indoor mountains, the future is wild. The trial spawners may revolutionize map makers and RPG servers. It's possible, Kirsten Transgirl. Tuesday is the cheapest day of the week, loss, is Panjamas BF. Yeah, the desire of people to have Monday to Friday schedules is that they will pay a lot more money to for this imaginary benefit of like, oh yeah, skiing on a weekend so much better than skiing on a weekday. Because but like, what is different? You know, like what Skillen in Edinburgh is an outdoor ski slope. Is it any good, Cat? I'd go to Edinburgh for a ski slope. I'd go to Edinburgh for a lot less than a ski slope. When's it open? Give me detail. I want to know. Anyway, sorry. I think this morning I found a Nether Fortress that spawned inside a wall. It had no Nether wall. Don't get me wrong, I have plans of my own, but just wondering why you're bee farming. Oh, that's a great question, Mark Barger. 1.21 has really amped up the desire in myself and many others. Also, look, I can't. If I get the honey from that, the bees will literally kill me. I've got to be very tactical about what I do in regards to that. So yeah, let's get out there. Actually, you know what? We could probably breed another set of bees by now. No, we can't. So we got a lot of bees now, chat. That's good news. And we're going to make a lot more bees' nests and a lot more campfires to keep them all warm. And then we're going to make a lot of jungle trapdoors also. So let's go do all of that. I always ignore copper. Guess I shouldn't, says Fonzie. Honestly, I'm going to go with the crazy take that you can genuinely ignore copper for a while to come. Silk touch it and they won't be mad, says Little Miss Treble. Yeah, oh wait, do you think that's true? You think they're not going to be mad if I just silk touch up their hive? Some of them might have to do then. You should farm dirt next. Dirt is a non-renewable resource. So every time you take dirt in your Minecraft world, you're taking one of a limited number of resources to another part of your world. And I think that's cool, personally. So we're going to grab some coal so we can make some campfires, by the way. I've got a lot of extra blocks that I don't really need right now. So let's go take them and place them in a chest. Right now I just have one shared chest for this all. We'll work it out later. Thumbnail, I mined 1 million copper ore. Yeah, I was thinking of getting into mining copper for that reason. Just to have it lying around ready, right? But I think now might be early to like really prepare for the update. Because I think once the trial chambers come out, you're going to just use the trial chambers to get copper anyway. Like, again, unless they're really rare, and even then, you probably still care because it's, you know, like, I think the trial chambers are going to be the primary source of that. Okay, so I have some, also, you will need a plan B, says Crash Gaming. You know, terrible pun. Someone add that you can't make bad puns to the list of rules on the channel. Clearly, we need to do that. Okay, so we can make 7 campfires now. I'll keep the 9 coal because we're probably going to want more. And now we're going to do some fun things. And also, let's grab some jungle wood because we need jungle trapdoors. This is jungle planks. I think you need 6 for a trapdoor. 3 would make a slab, so it must be 6 for a trapdoor. Oh wait, we'll grab those 3 jungle planks and these 3 jungle planks. And now look at that. I've worked out enough to get a whole 2 trapdoors. That's expensive. So now we'll grab 3 jungle woods. 1, 2, 3. And there's a jungle door here too, man. I have... Jungle is the prime wood for making slightly too few of a thing. And let's go this. It's punishable by banning. You know, be pun. You know, I can't make the... I can't put the stress on the right syllables right now. But you get the joke, and I like it. Good job, Cat. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. You now have access to the soon-to-be-uploaded Toycat bathes in Mountain Dew video. Have you ever wondered what it's like to bathe in a non-water fluid? You know, you might think that you haven't been curious, but let me tell you, you have been, and you're gonna love it when you find out. So, yeah, we're putting these trapdoors down just to keep me safe. Actually, it's not just me I'm keeping safe. It's the bees as well. We want to keep them safe from the fires. I'm not sure if they can get injured from down here, but I'd hope they can't fit through those gaps. And then we're going to place another 3 up there. Although that might cause a problem too. But for now, campfire, campfire, campfire. Trapdoor, trapdoor, trapdoor. And we just want to make sure that bees don't get in there. Which is, broadly speaking, easy to do. But, yeah, we'll just place a dirt block there for now. Sorted. Okay, so this is my new bee stock. It's going pretty well, right? Going pretty well. But the biggest problem is we need more bees. Without more bees, what is the point of having a bee farm? And so every time we can, we run through here And we just give as many bees as we can to the fellas. Just so many bees. My goal by the end of today is to have a number of bees in here that makes the game feel like it should be slowing down. If we don't have that many bees, I'll consider today a failure. That is me saying that right now, very firmly, very strongly. So I'll just give one of you guys one of these. And now we're going to make some more beehives, I think. Up on that row. Yeah, we're gonna... Okay, I need to take this, but I'm very scared. Because what if they're upset with my plan? And so we're gonna go back here. And we're gonna conclude that the beehive is right there. Yeah, it's this beehive right here, right? And so if I want to make sure that if it does go poorly, it doesn't go poorly for me. We break it from this side. Oh god, don't be mad at me, don't be mad at me. No, 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 no. Okay, they're coming out. Not because they're mad. Not because they're mad, they're just coming out. And now we let that bee go free. He can do whatever he wants to do. He can be who he wants to be. And now we have a beehive which can go in the correct place. Although right now you can see there's a problem that might kill some bees. We'll just put a block there. And we put the beehive up here. Oh wow, it retains its it retains the honey that fit in there from before. Also human beings, says Bitslane. Is that what we all are when we're working on the honey farm, huh? So yeah, now we've got a very nice system where we've got the flowers. They should probably be on grass and not this, but it's fine. We've got the flowers all around the place. Very, very lovely. But we've also got the bees that we're ready to farm on extreme levels. Do you think we could fit one more row of bees in here? Because that's 2 more blocks. We totally could. So then we're going to put a ladder up there, and we're just going to make this whole back wall the most intense thing you've ever seen. Silk Touch will also retain any bees on the inside. Oh. I am so terrified of bees after they destroyed my life that I've just been, I've been assuming they wouldn't be good for any of that. But I've been assuming wrong, apparently. So we're going to make a bunch more birch planks now. And just make as many beehives as we humanly can. 9. Okay, no, we can make more than that. 9 seems to be the limit. We'll make another 8. 17 beehives is probably about as many as we're going to realistically want, I think. But let's test it. Let's climb up here, and then let's jump up here. And beehive, 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 beehive. Wow, you know what? Look at this, chat. I want to place blocks over there, and it's really, really hard for me. It's at the edge of my reach. I want to place a block there. How can I do it? If only there was a great YouTube video from ibxtoycat on how to extend your block reach. Wow, there isn't one yet, but it's coming tomorrow. Wow, is this a Toycat live stream giving a promo for a Let's Play? I think it is, actually. Okay, there we go. We have now placed all but 6 of these. And then I think we'll place the rest of these somewhere fun. I don't know where that means right now. But I guess... Yeah, because these areas are meant to be my little beehive areas. They're kind of sealed off from the rest. But there's nothing stopping me from removing that glass, placing some fireplaces there, and then having some of this above it. I'm not sure. For now, we'll just put these inside here, because, you know, we're going to come back for them, but we need more bees first. And then let's also do something with... I think I want to make the campfires now. So I just need to make some of my planks into sticks, and then just make all the campfires. Although even once we've made the campfires, we still can't place them down till we have the jungle trapdoors. So let's be cautious. Also, by the way, thank you very much, Harrison Gray. 45 months of channel membership. I'm having vivid flashbacks of 15 bananas. Oh, was the 15 banana stream? Was that while I was farming bees? Oh, that is too much. What's the difference between the naturally spawning hives and the wooden ones, says Leo Merhaben? So usually, this is the sort of thing that I love to know. But I actually, as best I know, there is no difference. That is as best as I know. See, look, that's why it's bad to have campfires be exposed. You get bees that burn themselves to death. And that's bad, apparently. But yeah, look at that. Oh, no, 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 no! This is exactly what I tried to avoid, chat. This is exactly what I tried to avoid. Okay, what did I do wrong? Oh, it was that one. That needs a campfire under it. Oh, yeah, that was a mistake. So now if I try to go back in there, I've got a lot of very angry bees. Do Do you see the eyes on this bee? That is a bee that disagrees with me. As best I know, you can make the anger go away by getting outside the simulation distance for a bit. But that's bad. That's what happened last time and led to the entire farm going away. That was scary. That was very, very scary. You ever go into a big collection of bees and all of a sudden they all get mad at you at once? It's, yeah, pro tip, that. Also, it's about 30 seconds cooldown in my experience. Yeah, I'm gonna go away and I'm just gonna make sure that they don't see anything. Also, sleeping through this night. It's fun to me that that message is new. Like, it feels like one that's obviously been around forever, but also hasn't. Just wait for the angry eyes to go away. You know what? I feel like they're gonna hold a grudge even after the angry eyes, you know? I pretend that I'm okay with people, and then I secretly plot like, okay, in 5 years, once you've forgotten about this, I'm gonna pee in your shampoo, and you're not gonna have clean hair. And it's gonna smell like pee. Yeah, gonna get you real good. I did that once, one of the pettiest things I've ever done. My brother did something really infuriatingly mad. And he has this like habit of like, when we were like 10, like 8 or something. He has this habit of like trying to justify why the thing he's done is actually, you know, great and okay, and why you're wrong for believing that he's done something wrong. And so I was like, okay, and I just kind of like I think I put shampoo in his toothbrush and let it like dissolve in, so the next time he'd brush his teeth, it would be like, ugh. And I was like, yeah, I won't be there to see this revenge. And you can't try and justify why whatever you're about to, you know, like I feel like it was a silly thing to do. But also sometimes in life there needs to be the petty think about this revenge till much later and get it back then. If we don't have people doing that, then people will be entirely okay. Also pee in someone else's shampoo, that's hilarious and terrible. I mean, where else would you want to pee? Also, yeah, when we see that there are no red BIs anymore, we can go back in there safely. I don't see any red BIs. Yeah, I think we're safe. I think we're safe, chat. So now we're going to remove this block and replace it with a campfire. And then we obviously need to keep these safety doors on there. Then we do the same up here. So campfire, 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 campfire. Trapdoor, 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 trapdoor. Yeah, this is a nice little design. It feels like a furnace in here a little bit, but in the good way, you know. And then up here, we need to place some more of these. But look at this, we have a problem with block reach. If only there was a mob we could have voted for at Minecraft Live that would have resolved this, chat. Pee and toothpaste. Yeah, I feel like even the most like, okay, can I talk about something? I think, you know, what I just mentioned was like an act of like revenge, right? Which isn't good. I feel like revenge is one of the worst things we do as humans. Like, yeah, almost every time that you think you want revenge, you actually just want, you know, like, you know, a nice, a harm-free reconciliation. I think most people would agree, even if you don't think you do, you probably are better off with one. Also, whoa, I almost was about to make that, but there's no campfire here, so that bee's gonna die, and that's okay. So let's just shear this off, get some sweet honeycomb. And then we'll shear these guys, because they both look pretty cool to me. There we go, more honeycomb for me. So much honeycomb for me. In fact, enough to have 16. That's actually not very much, is it? So we have to come through here a lot of times. Let's go grab a bunch of flowers and go crazy on the breeding now. In 1.21, you'll be able to make a wax copper block dispenser with the crafter. A wax. Oh, you can craft them together? In my mind, you wax things physically. I've never considered that you could wax it. That's fun. So now we're going to attach this. Oh, that's not what we want to do. We're going to trigger. And then, so this is how I get lots and lots and lots of flowers, by the way. You just bone mill the grass, and then it immediately breaks, so you can bone mill it again, so it immediately breaks, etc. You can put hoppers below this. I probably should put some hoppers below this whole thing. Although I guess it wouldn't work, because they kind of sit on top of this anyway. Like, they almost never actually go down, if you look at it. Am I wrong about that? I am curious what would happen if I put some hoppers below this. It probably would work, I bet. Oh. Yeah, this is a system that could do with some work. But for now, as you can see, I've got 32 flowers, which is nice. I just need to get a lot more. I'm going to take an entire stack of bone meal I'm just gonna go through the entire thing. Like, let's just admit I need so many flowers because I need so many bees that it's worth going en masse for. So there we go. All the bone meal in the world. So while we do this, again, we're gonna get a lot of flowers at the end. What about a flower farm so you can get all the different ones? Honestly, I do like, one of the things I wanted to do forever is to go on a flat, like a meadow, and make that pattern from the can't unsee it video. Do you think that'd be a fun live stream, or that'd be the most terrible thing to watch? I've got this hard thing to work out. Like, I have all these survival projects I want to do, but I have to work out, like, how many people look at this and go, yeah, I want to do that too? And how many people look at it and go, Toycat, do you need to be sectioned? Did you really think it was a good idea to sit there bone milling flowers, then removing grass, then bone milling flowers, etc.? What pattern, says Dasher? It's in the can't unsee this video, but to try and explain it briefly. When you place bone meal down on a flower forest or flower mountain, it always grows in the same pattern. This block right here, hypothetically, will always have a dandelion. This block right here will always have a cornflower. And so it means there is this pattern. It might be the same in every world, but it's the same on once you pick the same seed in each world, that you always get the same flowers there. And it's mind-blowing to look at. Again, it's hard to, I'm trying to explain something physically, but it takes a really long time to do in manual survival. But I think it'd be such a cool thing to just look at and be like, yeah, this exists. Also, oh yeah, a little wild. So we now have 2 stacks of, okay, we're gonna put the seeds in there, actually. I could probably put the seeds into a composter if I wanted to. But we're good without that for now. Actually, I still need a lot of seeds, solely because I have my wheat farm. That's, oh, my wheat farm's going a little wild. I remember those. Those are cool screenshots in a flat world. Yeah, it takes, even in creative, it takes a lot of doing because you need commands as well. But it's very, very fun. Also, KMB600, do you think we'll get more 1.21 features this week? Maybe new tough blocks and cobble blocks. Okay, so my theory, KMB, I don't know if it's even a theory, like, my theory and feeling is they're going to release one semi-major new feature each week, or maybe one semi-new feature every 2 weeks. So I think we wouldn't get the new tough blocks and the new copper blocks. I think we'll get the new tough blocks as an example, or maybe the new copper blocks as an example. Play around with those. Then the week after we'll get the breeze. Then we'll get the trial chambers. That would be my guess if I was to, you know, if I imagine what they're going to do. But yeah. Also, oh, this thing redstone locks when I leave the chunk, I think. That's why I can't leave it on. Yeah, it's a very good distribution of content. And so, at first, my instinct is to say, like, well, that's silly. When they finish a feature, we should see it. But after seeing the community's reaction to stuff, I think people need to have a constant drip of new stuff rather than, here is a bunch of stuff, but now we have to work on the next round of stuff. I think it works better for the majority of the community to do it the way I just mentioned. So we're going to breed together whichever animals we can. Also, fun fact, you likely know this, but if you take a baby animal and just give it the thing that can breed it, you'll eventually get a big animal. And so if you really want to breed faster and you've got the resources, this is the way to do that. So wait till he's a big bee, breed him with the other big bee, and now they make a baby bee, which you could then breed itself, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, right now, okay, we've got a trapdoor we've got to pick up here, apparently. Right now we have a decent flow of honeycomb, I'd say, but we really need to up how much we're getting. Like, I should have silly amounts of honeycomb. And also we need to breed lots and lots of bees. We can only do it once per minute though, so we just sit here and wait with all of them. Oh my god, look at this. We just sit here and wait for a bit and do it. It's fun that after all these years we're back in the bee dome, in the beehive. But yeah, it's I think this is a fun example of a farm not being the most efficient, but still being incredibly fun, by the way. Okay, so I'm gonna grow a bee up, and then breed it with another bee, which I'm gonna grow up. There we go. Just keep on doing this, and have the bees sit around me. That one just, I think, became an adult bee, maybe. Nope, he's not an adult bee, he just looks big. Oh, okay, no. He wasn't an adult bee, he was just very close by. It's an easy mistake to make, I think. And so we sit here, surrounded by bees. It's very fun. So, catch me up. What's happening, says Chickens Kinflin. So, the next update is including a lot of new copper blocks. And one of the things that copper can do is you can wax it to keep it in its current state of oxidation. This means if you want to have orange copper, you need a lot of honeycomb because you need to wax it in that orange state before it ages. And so, yeah, basically, I am gonna be breeding a lot of bees because bees are the things that produce wax. However, to have a lot of bees, you need to breed a lot of bees. And so I'm going on a bit of a bee breeding kick right now. It's very tricky to do because working out the adults from the children, you know, it can be tricky. But we just have to breed them as much as we can, as often as we can, and it'll be great. So, yeah, by the way, Dasher had an idea. What if you put dispensers of shears behind every beehive, then power them all at the same time, creating a waterfall of honeycombs? If that works, that is actually a very good idea. We could probably do it, too, from the back of the bee, and then just move... Yeah, if we just make the back of the bee one extra bit long, we could probably do that, actually. And then use redstone where the... Yeah, that might be interesting. I like that idea. A little bit of automation, Dasher. I think we should do it, yeah. I like that idea quite a bit. But again, right now, the big goal has to be bee increasing. We need so many bees, and I need them not to ever attack me again, because it really hurts when they attack. That's the lesson that I've learned, is it hurts when bees attack. But yeah, if we took the back there and covered it with dispensers and shears, it would take a lot of iron and a lot of shears, but then one switch could trigger it all, and then we could even put like a row of hoppers down here or something. We don't even need that, though. We could just, like, pick it all up later. That's assuming that dispensers work on beehives, which I assume it does not. I mean, I assume it does, but I have never checked. I've only ever used sheared dispensers for sheep, you know? Maybe crazily so. Look how many bees there are. There's so many of them. It's impossible to know which ones you can breed to. Yeah, we just kind of look around, and we make sure we make the best decisions that we can. And that's all anyone can ever ultimately ask. So I think it's getting to nighttime because they're all going into their hives. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Do they really all fit into different... Like, do we have enough hives for them all even? It feels like we shouldn't, but apparently we do. And, yeah, a diamond geode will look so pretty. Yeah, I think if amethyst geodes did more things, or even if amethyst did more things, people would like geodes more. It's one of those hard ones, though. Okay, so we make a lot of sticks, apparently, because that's a limiting factor on campfires. I think the hard thing about amethyst geodes is basically amethyst needs to be more useful, but they don't want to, like, jam in uses for amethyst. They're gonna, like, their plan is to, like, make sure they make one with purpose. Which is... Oh, no, 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 no! This is exactly what I was trying to avoid. God, it's so hard. It's so hard to do anything without upsetting bees. Oh, and there's one out here that... I think he's gonna die, right? Because he just stung me. I'm sorry. Sucks to be you, doesn't it? You're gonna slowly die too. Was it worth it? Okay, so bees are quite terrifying. It's very easy to mess up. I am talking from experience when I say that. There's gonna be a lot of dead bees soon, but that's fine with me. Okay, so now we're just gonna be very careful. There we go. Okay, just go. Oh! Okay, bee died, but that's fine. Was expected. And then we're gonna place one more of these up there, just like that. Will you place the trapdoors down now? Yeah, I bet we could do that. It wouldn't make too much of a difference, right? So we place the trapdoor down there, and down over here. And so now we're basically ready for the eventual campfires that are gonna come.
Inefficient. More like fun-efficient. What completely unannounced and never yet teased use for copper would you want added? One aesthetic, one useful.
So first of all, yeah, fun efficient is what we do every day in all of our lives, right? There's a movement in Minecraft sometimes that's like, if you're doing something the inefficient way, what is even the point of doing the thing? Some people get like that sometimes. It's weird, but it is true. But I would say that we spend so much of our lives being inefficient, and not even for fun reasons. So if you're willing to be inefficient in the rest of your life, shouldn't you also be willing to be inefficient when you're playing a video game for the purposes of recreation? I would say yes. Others would say no, of course. That's okay, whichever way they think about it. Okay, so let's get some more bees towards me. Let's start breeding them again. It's hard to find the big ones. Are you a big one? Like, bees are all pretty similar size, but like when you see the big ones next to the small ones, only then is it obvious which ones are which. So these guys both want to breed of each other, but also won't. What about you? You can get in there. Yeah, you can. Yeah, so I think inefficiency is logical. But yeah, if there was one use they could add to copper, I think I like the idea of the copper grate allowing water to go through, but not players. As an example, I think you can just add small mechanics to Minecraft, and they will give players a lot of value. Also, did all my bees die besides these guys? Do I have to... Okay. Good news is we've got plenty more. Okay, so this is always... It's going to set me back every time I do this. But as long as I commit real hard, we can be great. So just breed the bees. I'm slowly aging them all up, or something like that. I have manual farms and automatic farms for some things in my world. There is no shame in manual farming or automatic farming. Anyone who tries to shame you in Minecraft probably has some things going on in their life where you got to be like, oh yeah, you're right. I should stop doing that, and then just kind of let them do their thing, right? It's the correct way to deal with stuff like that. Like, I think there's so many points in life where people try to, you know, like evoke responses from you, and you know, even though you think like, oh, they just need to hear how they're wrong, they don't just need to hear how they're wrong. They're not going to change their opinion, and that's okay. They don't need to. But expecting them to is probably a silly thing too. So yeah, breeding the bees every single time we can. I still don't even know how to work out when and why the bees are coming out of their little hidey huts, but we're doing our best. I'm excited to see how people use the breeze and redstone since it can interact with buttons and levers, etc. Yeah, it's gonna be used for something wild, maybe, but I think, okay, there are blocks which we think are gonna change the game, and then they never do. Like, I think the crafter, people are already saying like, oh, the crafter's, like, I've heard a lot of people make this argument that the crafter isn't as good as we think it is, solely because it won't fill in item. Oh wow, he grew up right there. It doesn't fill in items into specific slots. It fills it in from top to bottom. So it's up to you to keep the thing stocked, basically. And so it's not as automatic as some people would love it to be. But like, to me, that is like, you know, the fact that there's people already being like, yeah, it's not as good as like people imagine it to be more useful than it is because they imagine that it will always take the slots they want it to. And so, yeah, I would want to have the Breeze as a pet. He seems goofy. Oh, I want to have a Breeze as a pet now, too. Now that you say it. Will they let the Breeze sit in a boat, says Carlisle Victor? I don't know. I want to know the answer, too. I think it's silly for the crafter to be so easy that it puts specific items in specific slots. It'd also be so messy to set that up on a GUI level, right? Like, but again, to me, I feel like when people have to get that fussy, it's proof that, yeah, something went slightly wrong in there somewhere. The block that people are imagining is clearly not matching the block that they're getting if it's starting to look like that. Okay, so honeycomb. I have lots of honeycomb, 26 in fact. And now I can sit outside and I can do whatever I want out here. I could farm some bamboo. I do need to do that actually. I need to... But yeah, I need to do some tasks while I wait for some of those bees to grow up. So let's check on the bamboo. It's very, very full. Although my inventory is pretty full too. So we're gonna have to take some of these blocks, just throw them on the ground, I think. Just right on the ground over there. And we'll come back once we've got some inventory space. Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. Let's go into the bamboo. Because while this farm is full, it's just not... Like, I want the farm to always be running and doing something, right? It just makes sense to me that everyone would want that. So now we fill up the bamboo, and we let more of it be picked up. It's kind of fun that this is, like, the only non-automatic part of the farm. Actually, this is where the crafter would be useful, chat. Wait, see? This is an example of where you don't need specific slots for specific inventories. This would just help me out a little bit. And to me, that a good Minecraft item is one that seems like it would change the world, but actually just makes things a little bit better. Because if it changes everything so much, everyone has to use it now. That's it's the problem with most games that have a meta, is once the meta becomes too established, people are like, yeah, going off meta is literally, you know, wasteful. Like, it defeats the point of playing the game. So now we're going to take some items from this chest, and we're going to make those into bamboo blocks. You know, if I had a crafter sitting around right here, my life sure would get a lot easier, huh? But yeah, this is one of the most classic examples of, you know, like small stuff that would help out a lot. So take all of these into bamboo. Just make so many bamboo blocks. Like, at what point do we have too much bamboo, you know? Like, at what point do we say, like, yeah, this is a little silly, actually. I don't know, but I'm hopefully going to free up enough space for the farm to go wild. Yeah, with that said, I also dried kelp blocks, which makes dried kelp smelters automatic. Yeah, there are a lot of farms that become truly automatic after this, which is you know, like, it might not even be a positive change, you know, for the long health of the game, but it does create a very cool short-term thing. Yeah, it's really hard in a single-player game to, like, work out power level and what it should be. I don't know that there is even a correct answer. There's just lots of incorrect answers when it comes to what power level should you have stuff be. Okay, so the farm is at least restocking at the exact same rate that it's coming in. That's what I like to see. And now we've got a whole 50 extra of these. And now the farm runs for a bit while I do the rest of this. We also have to check up on the sniffer farm. I could do another breeding run in there. But if you look at the amount of sniffer pods I have, it's more than I'm ever going to be able to use, right? What would I use this many pitcher pods for, chat? Could you let me know? Because I genuinely can't think of something. But we will use the sniffer eggs, for what it's worth, to build some sniffers. I can't see anything in here. The sniffers are so big, chat. They're a little silly sized, if you ask me. And then you place some sniffers down right over here. Just look how silly it looks in here. Now we can jump down, get out of there, and now we can give the bees a good little breed, I think. But yeah, sniffer eggs are bee foods. It'd be nice if, you know, I'm just saying, it'd be nice if they were, huh? Be a fun little concept. So yeah, here's something Minecraft has to think about that I think is interesting. Is stuff like, let's say they want to introduce, if they wanted to make the sniffer egg a food for the bee, they have to wait to introduce the sniffer, or wait to introduce the bee until they introduce the sniffer. Because if they introduce a food for bees, say flowers, and then change it later on, that creates a really bad experience for people who remember the way that it used to be. Like, to this day, I still have people who tell me, like, they prefer when you used to mine diamonds at Y11, solely because it's like, well, it's just easy, you know, like, that's how I know it. Why should I have to relearn a Minecraft mechanic? Seems silly to them, right? And ultimately, like, how can you even argue with that? By the way, yeah, this is a lot of beehives. A lot of beehives. But the number of beehives doesn't bother me. I just need a lot of bees. Real cool to be around for a stream, says B Result. Seems like I always miss the stream and just watch the video version instead. Thank you for watching the video versions anyway, though. It is interesting because live streams do have a certain number of viewers, but it is cool to see how many people watch the streams back later. The majority of people who watch these watch them as videos. So hello, video viewer. Wow, what's it like living in the future? Have we eradicated cancer and poverty yet? You know, how are we doing on the? Have we solved climate change? Is the weather good? So please listen to Cat, says Dasher. Cat says cherry blossom leaves equals bee food. Is that true? Oh, that's an interesting one. That's really cool. But you see, when they added cherry blossom leaves as bee food, they couldn't take away the flower as bee food. So when they add something to the game, they need to do so in a way that's basically non-reversible. Because if they do reverse it, it causes a lot of upset in certain sections of the community, right? Also, yeah, I think the number of bees we have is kind of blowing my mind. Like, how can that many bees live in one tiny little section? And why does this section seem to have very few bees? I've got all the beehives ready for them. They're just not going into them and turning them into honey. It's very weird. It's very weird. Something should eat sniffer eggs, though, says T. LeVays. Maybe sniffers should eat sniffer eggs. Okay. I'm so terrified. Like, what if I did something bad? But it's fine. That was basically nothing. So breed them guys together. There's so few adult bees in here. I think it's really a waiting game. You're gonna spend a lot of time waiting for them. But we'll get a lot of experience in the meantime. Which is nice. Which is nice. Scrambled sniffer eggs. That's a fun idea. Also, have you ever seen an IRL beehive? There are up to 32 sextillion bees in there. I don't think that's true. That feels incorrect. Yeah, one of the things I also want to do with these bees, by the way, obviously, after we let all the bees go to sleep, I can't understand how they choose where to sleep. They all just seem to be running around aimlessly, right? So I'm gonna breed the big ones here. You a big one? Wait, this is a big one here. I think. No, that's a small one. How? Okay, that's a big bee. That's a big bee too. If these big bees could just come together, they'd be able to make some small bees. Do you think bees have a longer cooldown timer for breeding than the other mobs? Because every other mob in Bedrock is 1 minute. Maybe they're 5 minutes like Java. Y'all want to eat turtle and dragon eggs too? Oh, imagine some scrambled dragon egg. Actually, that's a really fun idea for a food item, right? I don't think they should do this. I don't think they will. But imagine you get scrambled dragon egg and it's 10 hearts, but you get to eat it once.
Getting you some carrot cake, or a couple strange beverages, or kebab, or whatever. I'm not the boss of you. I took the kids to a Halloween party today. It was cute.
A Halloween party on the 22nd of October.
Spider.
Where are these kids from? Are they living in the future too? Oh, are they gonna celebrate Christmas as well? More seriously though, I like Halloween. I've never been a Halloween celebrator. It's not that big in the UK. One of the things, okay, you know, one of the silly things, you know, one of the weird things about, one of the annoying things about death is it means all those questions that you just always wanted to have answers to, if there's someone who knows them and has not explained them, the knowledge goes away forever. And so one of the weird things is when I was younger, my mother was angry at the idea that I wanted to trick or treat. And at the time I chalked it down to like, well, she's busy, she doesn't take me. But then later I found like, oh yeah, like I could go trick or treating with friends. And she was like, no, don't go trick or treating with other people. I don't like the idea of you trick or treating. And I could never work it out, right? And so now I never will quite understand it. I've got some theories from other people, like, oh yeah, but I think it's one of those. I think there's a fun reminder that if you have something you'd like to know from someone, and only one person knows that knowledge, it's worth writing down somewhere. I've heard this happens a lot of times after someone dies, where like no one knows where the finances are kept. Like if I know like there's a that must have ruined your childhood, says Sam Roy. No, because I think 90% of my friends didn't trick or treat either. Like it's Halloween is a very American tradition. I think it comes from, is it related to the Mexican like Night of the Dead or whatever? Like what America does is it takes other countries' traditions and like kind of like takes them up to 11 is my interpretation. But yeah, so I went trick or treating as like a 17-year-old once, and it was amazing. People just give you free sweets. You get chocolate sometimes money. You know, they're like, oh god, I don't have the correct thing. Would a pound each do ya? Because people, like in the UK, no one expects trick-or-treaters, I'd say. Like I would say in my life, I've had 3 people come to my door and ask for snacks. I think you give them oranges sometimes too. Like around Christmas, you do trick-or-treating, but for oranges. I don't understand our culture in the slightest. Also, yeah, long story short, we have a massive Latin American population. You know, I think that Latin is a fun language too. So yeah, what I'm thinking now is, yeah, I also want my house and reaction to being stuff our daughter. There's come up. There's no real remedy for it. Just keep muddling through. I think you just gotta, you get to imagine things however you want to, I guess. Do you as an adult still trick or treat? I haven't been trick or treating. I bet I could though, right? Like, does anyone look at my? Okay, chat. Okay, chat. One sec. One sec. It's important. It's important. Wait there. Wait there. Right there. Just for a second. Wait, I'm gonna make. Just one sec. It's very important. Just give me a minute.
Trick or treat! It is me, a trick or treat aging child, and I am here to solicit money from you. All money raised will go to charity, which is not the name of my girlfriend because I am a. I am just a silly child who does not have any dependents, especially not a girlfriend named Charity. Which is why I can assure you the money will be going to charity, but I will not be telling you which charity. Anyway, one of the...
Saw a little air in there. Anyway. Ugh. I feel like I'm slowly dying. I prefer the goose, says Lena. I prefer goose too. I think one of the things that sounds trustworthy, masked individual. I believe you. I thought you were gonna put on the goose mask. You know, I would have done that, but I don't know. I need a goose pun. Also, can anyone tell me why I've had all these bees here for so long, but they're not doing things? Is it because they're spending all day with me, like flying around in circles? Do I just have to sit here and wait for them to grow up as they do other things? I def give you candy to leave on my leave my doorstep with that thing on. No, but I want money, right? Like, I like sweets, don't get me wrong, but I'm like a picky homeless person. If you offered me, if there was opportunity for money too, you know, like I could just, you know, I could put that in a nice tax efficient savings account, and you know, you know, there just isn't a bank right now that will take curly whirlies. And that is a great shame too. No, I think one of the things that I still haven't aged out of, or like, you know, like, nothing, it hasn't changed in me, is whenever I get something for free, it like changes my day for the better. It is a huge win. Like just today, I got a free drink. There's an app where you get a free drink every day. And every day, every time I do one, I'm like, free? Free? Where's the catch? Like, free feels so good. And like, at some point, I want it to change. Because, like, the value, like, okay, chat. I wanna hear your thoughts on this. Yesterday, I went go-karting yesterday. And there was just a Coke sitting on a table. It was unopened. It was, like, had the seal on still. And I wanted to just drink it so bad. I was thirsty after a lot of physical, this, that, the other. What app is this? I want a free drink, says Carlisle Victor. It's in London. I bet if you search it, you'll come up. I feel like I'm not allowed to promote certain things on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I think I need to do something else while I wait for this, right? Chat, like, I can do this all day, but it feels like it's not growing into anything if I Just wait casually. So while we wait casually, I should get some water, some bottles actually. Oh wow, how is this honeycomb getting here, chat? Like, how did that honeycomb end up there? Does anyone have a good answer to that question? Seriously, what happened and how? Toycat, you're see-through. Fix your green screen. Oh, I'm semi-transparent. I forgot. I'm not meant to wear the green shirt on stream. One sec. Let me just take this off. Let me just. It's a joke because I would be naked underneath it. Ejected through 8 blocks. That's weird. I wonder if there's more. Should I not be having this be backing onto a wall or something? By the way, this is my rabbit stew farm just behind it. It's a very good farm. And this is a wandering trader. He's not going to give me anything I want, but I always like to. I like to look through their trades sometimes. Maybe you could get a bucket for the cheap. It's Bedrock Edition. You know, it's Bedrock Edition is pretty compelling. They stole your t-shirt. You should have gotten a free Coke, says Mark Barger. That was the wakeboarding place, and you know, I was there with someone who was more important than me. And I wonder, thinking back now, like, were they just trying to get one of his things? Are there people that are on that level that they're like, oh yeah, I would love to take one. I just want to know the answers to these questions so bad. I like to buy tropical fish buckets because they give you random fish. Yeah, I've done them too. It's also useful for feeding axolotls. I want to get a blue axolotl at some point, but it's just like such a chore to do. So I want to get some glass bottles now, by the way. Do I have any glass bottles? If I don't, I just gotta take some glass and make some, I guess. I've got 1. I guess you only really need 4, technically speaking, so that's good enough for me. And then we're gonna make some campfires. To make campfires, we need something, right? We need coal. So we only need 4 more campfires, but I also want to like kind of future-proof it. So we'll grab 8. 8 sounds great to me. 8 campfires, 7 trapdoors. Recipe for perfection. Toycat, don't fix your green screen. I would rather have transparency. See, Ag Silver Radio prefers it. Chat, do you want me to make Ag Silver Radio unhappy? If you want that, I'm disgusted in you. Disgusted. I find you to be terrible. A war criminal effect. Oh, I forgot to pick up all the items I left in a pile. Oh no, no chat. Okay, it's right there. It's right there. But I left them in a pile. That's a very important thing to leave in a pile. I'm only semi-transparent, chat. I'm not even fully transparent. Not even. But yeah, let's go back to the bee. Maybe I should chop down these trees, actually. We'll do it in the morning. We'll do it in the morning. It'll be great just then. Make yourself slightly more transparent, says Tyler Sky. Yeah, I think I actually could do that if I wanted to. I kind of like being transparent. You can actually see what's behind me, right? Like, I'm not fully transparent. You can still see I'm wearing green. I'm, like, semi-transparent. Which is weird. It's weird that you can tell. I don't even know how that works with a green screen. Does anyone know how... If you know how chroma keying works, can you explain to me how I could possibly be semi-transparent? Like, surely this is either the color of the green screen, or it's not the color of the green screen. How is it, like, translucent? You can see the color, but also see through it. Man, I learned what translucency was when I was, like, 6. Why are they teaching children about translucency? It's an interesting thing I thought about a lot, right? Is, because it kind of comes up with that guy who's talking about what they don't teach you in school. But there's a really interesting point, which many people will raise, which is that the things you learn about in school are rarely the things that are most relevant. You know, the most important things for a person to know are like how not to die.
I tried to convince my kids that they should do chores without me on my birthday, but they are just wrestling. Anyways, happy birthday to me. Have a good
Happy
stream.
birthday
Tip
to
train
you. Happy birthday to you. I'm really happy that all you want for your birthday is the tip train. Because now I get to guilt people, and if they don't, they're ruining your birthday, right? Like they're taking away your birthday gift. No, thank you, Ryan does stuff apparently. I think the I think children sound like a very busy hobby. I'm glad you're getting into the hobby and you're not in the bad stage of it. But thank you for the tip, and indeed wanting to start a tip train. Choo choo chat, the tip train's rolling. I will warn you though, again, full disclosure, any tips will be spent on desserts. I've been on a bit of a dessert kick recently. I had like the best hot chocolate. I had 2 of the best hot chocolates money could buy today. Is it a hot chocolate dessert even, or is it just a drink? Also, yes, everyone must tip you for my birthday. Better go. I mean, it would be rude not to, right? That's your birthday wishes. You only get 1 birthday wish a year. Also, translucent fishing lures work best in clear water. I know that's true, but not sure why. Maybe it's because... No. Wait, because I guess if it's a lure, the fish needs to see it. But if it sees it all the way, it might suspect that it's being fished. But if it sees something and it's not sure what, it'll go for it anyway. There is my bad theory. Let me know if you like it. Okay, so we're gonna have a couple of campfires go up here. Like later we'll put some beehives on them. Then in front of that we can put these. There we go, more campfires. You know, the problem with this world is not enough campfires, let me tell you. And we are really solving that today. There's a lot going on here. I'm just looking around for big bees to breed. Just need the bees, the ones which are big. Should we just start feeding tiny bees until they grow? I think that's what we're gonna start doing. I've got a lot of flowers and I can get a lot more. So let's just go big on this. Like the bees should indeed. There we go. Just everyone gets all the flowers they want. Just be big bees, because I also think they're probably gonna make more honey too, right? Speaking of more honey, look at this. Some honey from there and there. Although we want to use the bottle next time, so let's make sure we get that done. Yeah, flower spam. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I was trying to be like efficient, but I've decided efficiency is going to take a backseat to the insanity now. I've got plenty of flowers, too many flowers in some people's minds. Let's take advantage of this. Let's go crazy. Good, no angry bees. Yeah, I embrace the insanity. You know, but yeah, I've honestly, chat. Do you wanna, if you wanna know a little bit is one of the things I've been trying to do is I think whenever, like I've said this, I think I mentioned this somewhere, but one of the few positive markers that seems to come from death is everyone who survives the dead person is like, oh yeah, life is limited, huh? Better start enjoying myself while I can. Because, you know, not enjoying myself, but better, like, things that you've been putting off, being like, yeah, I'll get around to it eventually. You realize you might not. You realize that your time is finite. And so I think one of the few limited good things, I've been like, okay, there are things that I've been trying to do forever. Let's just get them. Let's do them. This is important. And so one of those things I am like trying to... There's a lot of videos that I've been putting off, a lot of things like that. But also my personal life. Like there's a big hike in the tallest point in all of Southeast England. I just wanted to go so bad. I felt like it'd be a fun little morning. Just did it this week. There's been... I love good food. I love food that is so good that I'll think about it weeks or months onwards. And I'm trying to make sure that every day I eat something really fun. Because food is one of my favorite things in the world. And all that is to say that if you wanna imagine your tips doing anything, whether you like it or not, it's probably buying a strange dessert, beverage, or food item. Also, look at this. Yeah, none of these beehives are working. Inheritance also makes people weird, says Cat Beanie. Oh yeah, so yeah, okay. I think I have the most normal situation around that right now. I'm really lucky in that there is no inheritance from my recent death. Or like, maybe really unlucky. I think for a lot of people, their like primary wealth plan is like hope that someone who has money dies and leaves them some. I think that's where a lot of people are kind of like resting on the spectrum. Anyway, so also there are so many bees here. But yeah, I think like my recent parental death, there was no money. No one's really that stressed. There's like one thing that maybe comes in from somewhere else. But it's like, I think if you're talking about millions or even hundreds of thousands, people start to change real quick as they start to realize that, like, if they just talk themselves into having some of that, if they can just talk, you know, like, I think that this is that thing about incentive systems from the beginning, where if there's a lot of money to be made by having a certain opinion, maybe more people will have that opinion. Also, we're gonna not let bees in there, I think. Make sure that stays safe. My world plan is to win the lottery, so it totally makes sense that I live in a state that doesn't have one. Nevada doesn't have a state lottery? You'd figure with all the gambling, you'd figure if there's one place that does have a lottery, it would be there, right? But yeah, I think one of the most weird things about, also you'll be seeing bees when you go to sleep tonight. That's definitely true. I'm gonna do something fun now. I'm gonna craft these 4 honeys into a honey block. This is my first. Oh, I just got an achievement. Use a campfire to collect honey from a beehive using a bottle without Well, let me show you, chat. I just gotta. So I've got this one on Xbox before, but there's quite a few achievements I've never gone. Wait, how do you find achievements? It's this button here, I think. There's still 24 achievements I haven't done, but I just got one right now, which is this. And so I got I got the honey pot reward, although I probably already had it. Oh, I don't have it. I have to do this apparently. bit of a weird loop there. Anyway, so there's 24 I need to do, and at some point I should just get them all done, I guess. Using Frostwalker boots, walk at least 1 block of frozen water. That might be a fun stream by itself. I feel like doing like fun miscellaneous tasks is often a fun time. Team, my parents are so poor, inheritance has never been a thought, says Carlisle Victor. I think I've said this in a few places before, but it really is a thing that, like, a certain amount of money in your childhood genuinely just messes you up. Because you don't understand money in the way that it works for the vast majority of the world. Like, if most people waste money, then the money is gone and there is no more money. If you are in a wealthy family and you make a poor financial decision, maybe someone actually, you know, makes you right. You know, okay, so to talk, yeah, like, I feel like, to put it this way, right? So I think people get real controversial and political about this quickly if we're not careful. But it's a widely known thing that lottery winners get messed up by having so much money come into their life once. Because people are used to the idea of money being like a regular thing. You get, if you earn 100K a year, that means every month, 8K jumps into your bank account. And then, you know, you start buying things with that. When you win the lottery, if it's like 100 million, you know, if you live in the US for whatever reason, you pay taxes on your lottery winning. But, you know, like, let's say it's 20 million that pops up in your account. That's it. That is the last you will ever see money on this scale. And so, you know, like, you learn in your head that the way you get a large amount of money is by playing a game of chance and hoping you get real lucky. If you're smart, you realize, like, I got really lucky. Let's try and put this together. But the incentive system that is set up is saying, yeah, if you want money, you have to really, really, really be lucky. Or even, you know, you don't even think about it. You're just like, oh yeah, sometimes 20 million just pops into your life. And if that's the case, why wouldn't you? And so, if you think about that on a family level, let's say when you're doing really poorly, someone in your family helps you out. That then tells you, oh yeah, so the ways you get money are by convincing family members to give it to you. This is what happens with a lot of drug addicts. It's common with, you know, like, when there's an addiction or something else at play, that, like, that is the single most important thing. But even if you don't have drug problems, you just have money problems, like debt problems, whatever it is. A gambling problem is a common example. You work out that the way out of this is not to solve the underlying problem. You find someone in your life who will solve it for you, effectively. And so the best way out of your gambling debt is you ask someone real nice, like, there's someone who's going to break my legs if I don't have the money. And then they give you the money. And they're like, but, like, do something about it. But the thing is, they're not incentivizing you to actually do something about it. They're incentivizing you to say you'll do something about it. Also, there's so many bees here now. So many bees. So many of them. I'm still not getting the results I'd like in terms of in terms of the stuff, though. So I agree with your past statement about being appreciative of growing up poor. I have a great appreciation of money and a great excellent work ethic due to growing up poor. Really poor, says Boondock Saint. Yeah, I feel like you genuinely understand money differently depending on how much of it you have. And this is a problem in some levels. Like really, really, really well, like a lot of people grow up like middle class and where money's like just a vague concept for them. Like, yeah, if you either have enough money or you don't have enough money. And like once you get like on the lower class, money is like, yeah, you need a certain amount of it or things start to break and really big problems start to appear. Once you get comfortable, a lot of the problems start vanishing, and money just means like what level of status can you buy? Oh, you don't have Bugatti money, you have Mercedes money. You don't have Mercedes money, you have, you know, new car money. You don't have new car money, but you have nice, you know, like it means that sort of dumb status game. Once you get to the insanely wealthy level, it then starts to change again, right? It becomes wealth allocation, like resource allocation even. You are effectively deciding what is worth investing in. You know, like the Elon Musks, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the tech CEOs of the world, right, are effectively deciding where, you know, they're paying a lot of very smart people hundreds of thousands a year. They're spending a lot of money so that smart people can pursue things that are for the betterment of either humanity or their goals and humanity, usually at the same time. Okay, so let's let them all go, and let's do this. So yeah, expensive status objects are like 90% markup. Yeah, there's I think the term is like a Veblen good, right? Like there are goods where the price is what makes them so luxurious. When you buy a $100 t-shirt, you are buying the fact that it costs $100 for the t-shirt. And therefore only people who really care can have that t-shirt. Okay, the bees are going into the hives now. I think me having the flower out might have been preventing them a little bit. And we'll see that where this results. Like our Prime Minister, who has more than twice the money of the king, it seems weird when he talks about average people's problems, like he's ever known what it feels like to be poor. So here's the weird thing about that, wow, Kamui. So I happen to be familiar. I believe you're talking about the UK, based on the Prime Minister and the king. We have the wealthiest Prime Minister in history right now. I think he's personally worth a few million, which I know, like, only a few million. Oh, pleb. But he's married to the heiress of a multi-billion fortune. It might be a half-billion fortune, but it's the level of money where it's like, you know, rich. He's a rich person's rich person. You know, like if you have a few million, you're rich compared to the average person. But you go to a country club or like a private, you know, jet terminal, and you're in the mix again. There's a level of wealth where you are almost always the richest person in the room, right? Anyway, so, but because he married into the money, again, he's got the same weird thing of, like, for him to... Also, do you hear that? There's some bees dying. I still see a lot of, I wonder. So, anyway, the thing to say there is that as people are going up in these games, their whole system of money is changing. He is only worth a lot of money if he can keep his wife, and particularly his wife's father, realistically, because of the place that he married into. If he can keep them both happy, he is worth a lot of money, and so too will his descendants be. Which is very different to, you know, their system. It's probably a problematic position for a prime minister to be in, to inherit a lot of money by making someone else happy, and that someone else not being your constituents, right? The goal would be someone who knows that they will be a millionaire if they can just make the public slightly better off. Like if he comes into, you know, CEOs get paid tens of millions in some cases, in exchange for like making the stock go up 15%. Or it's usually really tiny numbers like that. If we had like the same attitude towards like public finances, like, yeah, if the median salary, you know, the average salary for the average worker goes up from 31k to 35k by the time you're done in office, or 40k, you'll get a big 10 mil bonus. I feel like if countries are smart, we could run them like that, right? I mean, obviously, like, every metric can be abused, but I I feel like that would be, you know, the reason, like, people think of CEOs as being wealthy people, but they're actually just indebted to another group. Almost everyone in this world is not wealthy by themselves. They are people who are at the mercy of the people who draw their purse strings. And so as the ultimate, you know, as the government is the people, we should be real smart with the purse strings and make sure that, like, people who are working for us are working for us, rather than, you know, that's just my opinion though. But it is an opinion I hold strongly. You might be able to work that out. Okay, so now we've got 4 more honey bottles, and so you know what we can make? We can make a second honey block. Look at that. But yeah, I think this is a fun idea, but honey blocks aren't even that useful. So we'll see. Bees only have 4 flowers to pollinate. Add more. Is that a big difference maker? Like, I can place the flowers. Yeah, I get some flowering leaves, put them on the ceiling so the bees have something to pollinate. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think we should go get some stuff here. He's gone socioeconomic on us. Yeah, I think it kind of came out of that basic thing of, like, you have a certain amount of money. Lots of things are based on status, right? And so, like, people mistakenly conflate status and money all the time. But in reality, money's the thing that does stuff, and status is the thing that fields stuff. And if you get the two mixed up, it leads to all sorts of things. And so I saw a few messages in chat being like, yeah, actually, I don't really care about all sorts of these weird things that, like, you're meant to. I guess we're going to take cherry leaves, or is it flowering? Cherry leaves, right? That's what someone said. You actually don't need a crafting table for honey bottles to honey blocks. Oh, you're right. You might need one the other way around. Oh, no, you don't. Yeah, you're right. I'm using a crafting table for no good reason. So we use cherry leaves. Is that what you're saying, chat? Cherry blossoms. What is the cherry blossom? Money doesn't make people a good person. Yeah, that's an important lesson, I think. To spot the difference between status symbols and value as a person. Because the pink petals can't just go on any piece of ground, can they? The leaf block on the ceiling. Cherry blossom leaves equals bee food. Rotate the beehives, please. No, they're placed perfectly. So place leaf blocks on the ceiling? I mean, it'll look pretty if nothing else. Spore blossom, cherry blossom. Use spore blossoms, toycat. It will look nice. Okay, you know, this is the problem with being out of your depth on a Minecraft feature. Let's look it up. Bee Minecraft. I would like to be Minecraft one day. Bees are flying neutral mobs that, okay, so they pollinate. They fly around their nests and attracted to flowering, pink petals, cherry leaves, okay. Bees can pollinate wither roses and die as a result. After circling a flower for 30 seconds while making happy buzzing sounds, a bee collects pollen, and then they, okay, and then they have they can do some sort of stuff, but then they fly back into their nest and make honey. It takes 2 minutes to do this. So yeah, we want a bunch of these. We want a bunch of pollen. Okay, see, that easy. There is a part of their behavior I didn't know. Plus the particle effects will add to the chaos, says Kibbles. Yeah, that is how you'd make it the most chaotic farm. That's true. Lamar didn't know about the wither rose. Yeah, I love silly little exceptions to Minecraft rules that cause stuff like that to happen. Okay, so we're gonna place some cherry leaves up here in the ceiling. Wait, can you breed them? Yeah, you can. That's interesting. So we'll just have this whole back area here. I'm not trying to feed them to you guys. I'm specifically not trying to. But it's going poorly for me. Okay, so then we're gonna place some over here. And there, and there. And then 6 more. Okay, so there, and there, and there. Okay, so 3 more. We placed 1 up there, maybe? Okay, that's not correct, but I'll go with it. And then 1 more in the middle here. Okay, so this is my goal, to increase the amount of pollination that is happening. I still want to breed the adults together, bear in mind. I just got to find the right adults that will breed. Again, bees seem to work on different schedules to everything else. So now, as you can see, I think it is starting to go a bit better. Although, Oh, these things are going to start just spewing their honeycombs everywhere. So we have to keep an eye out on that too. But yeah, overall, things are fairly nice in here. Things are fairly nice. I'm consistently annoyed that bees take damage from berry bushes, says Gerald K. There's so many... Bees are definitely... Also, don't breed the children, Toycat, says Hexterum. It's a dangerous lesson you gotta learn as a Minecraft YouTuber, that's for sure. Yeah, that is a lot of bees I've got here, it's true. I think one of the things that is counterintuitive to people is that the biggest, you know, like kind of like what the biggest thing that money does. Because the nature of it feels like it means the same to everyone. You can give me $1 and then that dollar goes from you to me. It's a zero-sum transaction. Like, when almost anything else happens in the world, there is a difference in value. Like, if I give you a piece of knowledge now, I'm going to tell you one of the most important facts to me. One of the most important facts to me is that if you I don't know, if you don't pee before bed, then you'll wake up in the middle of the night needing to pee, and it ruins your sleep. I don't know. It's a bad example of a fact. But that might be a really important fact to me. But like, if you've never had that problem, it's a valueless fact, right? It has subjective value. The same is true for this build. I really like it. You might really dislike it. The same is true for my cat mask.
I think it's great, but also it suffocates me a bit on the inside. You might think this is exactly what you need in the world.
If you don't pee before bed, you dream of peeing. Oh, the worst one. Okay, so this is genuinely this is one of the worst experiences I have regularly. If I go to bed and it's too hot, like if I get trapped in a really hot room, I have dreams where I am on fire, and every dream I start to have starts to result in things burning down. And then I wake up and it's like, oh, I get out of the covers. I do everything I can. I cannot cool down. I think my body allows me to like overheat when I'm sleeping much more than when I'm awake. But it leads to just such a disaster. And it's real bad. Like, staying cool when you sleep is so important for my well-being. That fact, so like me telling you that like make sure you're in a room, you know, like a well ventilated, you know, I know, like just make sure. What I always do is I leave the cover half off. Like I leave like a if that's me, I don't have the cover wrapped around me. I have it just on top, so there's a gap there to let air in, because otherwise I'll wake up on fire. In quite a literal sense of that word. We got lots and lots of bees, by the way, huh? Okay, that's a big bee. You're gonna have to do some breeding, friend. Slowly but surely, my bee population has increased, by the way. Yeah, so now we've got enough bees to be fairly confident. Okay, so we're still gonna do more sharing. I've got a lot of bees, but I don't have a lot of pollination that's occurring. I have all these cherry leaves, all these access points for bees, but it's still not resulting in what I want. What if you subscribe to your channel in the dream? Honestly, that's what I need to start doing. I need to realize that even though I'm dreaming, that doesn't excuse me from not subscribing to ibxtoycat. Unfortunately, I'm a lucid dreamer nightly, so sleeping isn't restful because I know I'm dreaming, which becomes work. Oh, I still have so much fun when I'm lucid dreaming. I have a lot of fun with it. I guess, honestly, lucid dreaming is only fun if there's, like, things you really want to do in the real world, but you're not. Yeah, it's a waste when you're not. Your bees are numerous, but they're looking rough. I don't know why they're doing what they're doing. There's so many... is there something about these flowers that the bees want? Yeah, this one flower is luring in all of the bees. So if I just remove it, you have to be very careful on doing so. I'm just going to move it somewhere else. Okay, so I'm just going to punch the flower. And I'm going to move the flower somewhere else. Or I don't even need to. I can put this... Oh, I gave it to someone. Now that that's gone, will they start more evenly distributing to different flowers? There's a lot of weird things of how bees work, it seems. And I can't understand any of it. Missed the beginning. What can you no longer ignore, says Bobby Juan Kenobi. So my, I'd been ignoring for far too long, to kind of bring this stream full circle. I'd been ignoring bees for far too long because ultimately I didn't need honey, and honeycomb is a silly looking block. But in 1.18 they made it so you can honeycomb copper to stay in the same state of being. In fact, let me show you. I'll take some of the honey that I have picked up. Wow, so no more has happened. Something is going wrong here. There's a bee, so yeah, something, the bee, there are just too many bees and they're not doing the right things here. But, yeah, here's something fun that you might not have known about. Where is all the honeycomb? Is any gone flying out? Yeah, here's something fun you might not have known you can do. You can take honeycomb and you can wax a block. Oh. Or you can take honeycomb and you can, Or you can take honeycomb and you can wax a block. You can do it both ways, it seems. But, okay, so I'm gonna jump up at the perfect right moment. Oh, I can't get out if I do that. Okay, let's break this block. Put the dirt there, and then put that there. Anyway, so yeah, if you wanna, being able to wax copper is important, and it's getting more important in 1.21, which is why today I've spent my time working on it. A little bit of Halloween rant, a little bit of some other stuff going on there. And it's been part of my Updated Adventures Let's Play, which it's been really good in this time. I think I made a real big difference. I think I have to sit here and just wait AFK for a while. I think if I'm being honest, that's like the biggest difference maker. But I think today I've gone from having basically no bees that I've been ignoring to genuinely a very large number that is going to make a very, very, very big difference. And also, by the way, I fixed some bamboo. You know, I've made some real nice progress in the Let's Play world, which is the most important thing. My goal today was to come out of this with a lot of honeycomb, and now I have lots of honeycomb, lots of honey, lots of all the good things, and so I feel like it's been a success. If you feel like you've had a success recently, let me know what it is. And for now, I hope you've enjoyed today's little live stream, because I'll see you all again on Thursday, because I've got lots of fun-neral stuff this week. Wait, I'm gonna make that pun better. I've got lots of fun-neral stuff to do this week. Oh my god, there's so many peas. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. And I hope you have a buzzing, I hope you have I hope you are being good and you are buzzing at the end of this live stream. Because yeah, I hope you'll enjoy the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on Thursday. Or if you want a regular Let's Play, tomorrow. And Seed Sunday is probably out, right? Maybe? Is it? Chat, is Seed Sunday out? You like it? Is it going well? Oh no, it's not out. Something went wrong, huh? Okay. Thank you for watching. I'll go fix that now.